when you are an owner and you have a third party operator, say for example for a Waldorf or a Ritz, where especially it's the brand, your job is really starts to fall into asset management. And so the levers that you have are a couple fold. One is you still get to approve all of the capex. So all capex still comes through, usually up to a certain limit. They can approve a capex to replace a fridge or something else like that, something small. But we approve all capex. We also have by the way, let me check on before if we can publish how much of this is going to be published out. I was talking generalities, maybe not about the Waldorf. I was talking about generalities on luxury hotels. In general, luxury hotels, if you're not operating it, you have a couple levers. One is the capex, controlling the capex up to a certain limit, or over a certain limit, then you have control of all that. But two, and this is the really big lever, is you approve the budget. So if the operator comes back to you and says, hey, we have this budget and it looks like there's no profit in it for you or not enough profit for you as the owner of the hotel, you can not approve the budget. And that matters a lot to the hotel because all their bonuses, everything like that is tied to the budget. So they're really heavily incentivized to have a budget. And also if you don't have a budget in place, they have to come back to you for more approvals for a lot of things. So it makes everyone's life a little bit harder, but it is a lever of control that you can pull as the owner. And then the last lever is we have veto rights typically for all the executive team at a hotel. So anytime, a brand couldn't just hire a GM and put them in. They interview them, they put them forth, maybe one or two candidates to us, and they say, hey, we want to hire this candidate, and we can either veto it or not. And we say, no, we don't want this candidate, bring us another one. Then usually there's some kind of like in politics, there's some usually check to that, which is, if you veto 3 of our candidates, then we get to go back and pick one of those candidates and put it in because you can't just keep vetoing everyone and then we have no GM for a year. But we get as an owner for even a third party management, you'll typically have a veto right for not just the GM, but that'll often include director of sales, head of finance, potential chief engineer. It kind of depends on what you negotiate in that management agreement with the brand. But it's going to be the 3 big ones are going to be veto rights for the executives, approval of budgets, and then ongoing kind of capex expenditure approvals. So it kind of feels more like asset management instead of direct management. I guess the fourth one would be development, additional capital injections, even adding amenities, those kind of things. Now that's going to be done in conjunction though with the brand. It still has to be approved, but those are things that typically the owner will. And actually, sometimes it's iterative. Sometimes the operator will come to us and say, "Hey, we're noticing that this hotel down the street, they just added a 5,000 square foot conference room, and they're just killing us on group business. And every time we try to get a group, they say, "Hey, how much can you hold?" We say 500 people, and they say, "Hey, the hotel down the street can hold 1,000. We're going to bring our 50 night team over there, and they're charging double that we're charging." Something like that may come up, and that has come up, and they say, I really think we need to add something, and then we'll discuss it, we'll add it. That's a little bit more of an iterative process, though.